Again with another Loom tutorial. I'm going to apologize ahead of time for any sniffing or sniffling you may hear. I am getting over a cold, so I'm a little stuffy. But today I'm going to be showing you how to make another bracelet of my design called the Infinity Arrow, which is this nifty looking bracelet right here. It looks great in any color. It's a two-tone bracelet. I'm sure it'd look neat if you did multiple colors. But as you can see, the different arrows going off in one direction. If you're fortunate enough to have two looms and make this bracelet 2 looms long, then it would look really neat going around your wrist because of all the arrows just going in one direction. Hence the name Infinity Arrow, because it goes on an infinity amount of times. Now this bracelet is a little complicated. Letting you know ahead of time. The looping process takes a while, and it takes some time because there's a lot of bands on this bracelet. And you have to be real gentle with it or you will snap bands. I did it multiple times while making this one. I broke about 3. Had to start over. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. But once it's done, it's really cool looking. So today we're going to be using these cool sapphire blue bands and these emerald green ones. And you're going to need about 35 to 36 of each color. About 35 green, 36 blue. It's about 71 bands total. So this bracelet does take a lot of bands. Alright, so here's our loom. Once again, I use the Wonder Loom. It's a little different than the Rainbow Loom or the Crazy Loom, but it will work on either one. It doesn't matter, as long as you have the offset pegs. Now make sure that this part is facing you, and not the notched end, which is this side here. If you find that this is facing you, turn it around. Because if you start putting your bands on this way, come time to loop them, it's not going to work, and you're going to have to start over. And it's a lot of work putting these little bands on because there's so many. Alright, let's get started. You're going to take a blue or green band, doesn't matter. I'm starting with blue. You're going to put it on this bottom middle peg going off to the left here. Take another blue band on that same bottom peg, put it off to the right. Now, you're going to take another blue one on the left-hand side, put it forward. Take another blue band, do the same thing on the right-hand side, and put that forward. Now, you're going to take your green ones, starting on the left-hand side, put it forward there, and do the same thing on the right hand side. So it looks like that. Now alternate blue and green all the way up both sides. If you'd like to do one side at a time, that's fine. Just make sure whatever colors that you put on here you copy on the right hand side. Because if you don't, then the arrows will not form correctly and it's going to look funny. Now, as you're putting your bands on, you're going to make sure to push them down because we're going to be adding a lot more bands to this, and you want to have the room on your peg to add more as you go. Alright, now when you get to that second to last peg right here, you're going to take your green band and put it off to the middle in a diagonal fashion. Just like this. Alright, now head back down to the bottom of your loom and start the process all over again. Alternating your green and your blue bands. Okay. Now, once we have all of these done, remember to push them down. You're going to take a green band, starting from the middle of the bottom peg, and put that forward. And then take a blue one, On the second peg, put it forward. Now alternate the colors like that, going up your loom. Push them down. Alright, now once we have all of those bands placed on our loom like so, you're going to take your green band and on this second middle peg here, and place your green band going off to the left, just like this. Take your second green band on that same peg, put it off to the right, just like that, like you're making mini arrows. Now we take a blue one on the third middle peg, off to the left, blue band on that same peg, off to the right, just like that. Now do that, the same banding technique, all the way up till you get to the top of your loom. Again, I apologize for the sniffling. Alright, now once we have all of those done, take your loom and turn it around. Now we're going to add a few more bands and then we'll be able to start looping. Starting from the top, take a blue band. You're going to start here on this left hand peg and take your band and put it around this one, and this one, like this. Just like that. Now, take a green one and put it on the pegs that are just below it. Then a blue one again. And a green one. Do that until you get to the very bottom of your loom. Now, once you've gotten to these third pegs here, stop there. And now what you're going to do is you're going to place a cap band right on this middle peg here. You can use a green one, you can use a blue one, doesn't matter. I'm going to use a green one since the top band here is blue, that way it's not so confusing. Now to make a cap band, take your band, stretch it out, cross it over into a figure 8, and fold it in half, just like this. Now place it over that peg. And once you have your cap band placed, you're ready to start looping. Now take your hook tool and go slowly. There's a lot of bands on this loom and there's a lot of tension on some of the pegs, and it gets real tough to pull on your bands. So if you find that your band isn't coming through quite smoothly as it should, pull it slowly out and it'll come out. But if you pull it too fast, you will snap your bands. Like I said, I snapped 3 making this one. Okay, take your tool, go into the middle of this bottom peg here, pull on the cap band to get to the blue one, carefully removing that from its peg and pull it forward. Now go into the bottom peg again, grabbing the top green one, carefully removing it from its peg, place it off to the left. Do the same thing with the remaining green band, off to the right. Now you notice that if you did it correctly, that the bands will form a little teardrop shape once it's folded over itself. If it doesn't look like that, you may have grabbed the wrong one, so just carefully remove that from the peg, put it back on the middle peg, and grab the correct band. It's a very easy, fixable problem. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to go into this left hand peg. You're going to grab the band that is making this little arrow right here, pull it from its peg, place it on the middle peg. Do the same thing on the right hand side, carefully removing it from its peg, placing it on the middle peg, push it down a little bit. Now take the bottom blue band, remove it from its peg, pull it forward. Do the same thing on the right hand side, grabbing the very bottom blue band, remove it from its peg, and place it forward. Now, go into the second middle peg, go all the way down, pulling on all the bands, grab the very bottom green band, carefully pulling it forward onto the peg above it, just like that. Now I'll show you very slowly one more time how to do this. Grab the blue band that is making this arrow part right here, remove it from its peg, place it on the middle peg, like so. Push these down a bit just to make room for the other ones. Right hand side, grab that blue band, put it to the middle. Left hand side, very bottom green band, placing it forward. Right hand side, bottom green band, placing it forward. Middle peg, very bottom blue band, carefully removing it from its peg. Tug on it slowly until it's long enough to place on the middle peg as so. Now repeat that technique all the way up your loom. Once you've gotten the hang of this looping technique, feel free to fast forward a bit, because this part takes a long time. Now remember, these ones in the middle have quite a bit of tension from the other bands on it. So getting the band to pull forward is a little tricky. Just pull it slowly and it will go. Remember, if you pull too quickly, the band is more than likely to snap. If you can hear that wee voice in the background, that would be my 4-year-old son, Aaron. Oops. Almost forgot to bring that middle one up. That's important. Don't forget to do that. Now we're almost done. Let's see, it does take quite a while. Alright, I'll take those diagonal bands, do the same thing, place them on the middle peg. The right one, take it off, put it on the middle peg, and there, now we're done looping. Now you're ready to take your bracelet off the band. Grab a green band, take your tool, place it in the middle peg, down underneath all the rubber bands, and place it off to the side. Hook your green band onto your tool and carefully bring it up the middle of that peg and slip the other side of the band onto your tool as well. Carefully move it to the center so there's no chance of it slipping off. Just like that. Now carefully remove them from the peg. There's a lot of tension on these middle ones. The left and right side aren't too bad. They come off pretty easily, but the ones in the middle are a little bit of a challenge. Adjust it a little bit, and there you have your infinity arrow bracelet. Now obviously this is a little small to go around your wrist properly, so you're going to have to add an extension. If you don't know how to do that, I will show you. Keep your bracelet on your tool, place it off to the side, take your loom so that this part is facing towards you, like that. And what I do is I start from pretty much the middle of my loom. I only need 7 bands because my wrists are small, so my extension doesn't need to be that long. So I take my blue band, I just place it forward. Because I like to have my bracelet on the end peg here, it's a lot easier than having it somewhere here in the middle. And just alternate your colors if you choose. Just place them forward as if you were making a simple single chain bracelet. Now turn your loom around. Carefully remove your bracelet from your hook tool. I place it on my finger so it doesn't slip off. And then take it and put it on this very bottom peg right here. And now insert your tool, hook the bottom blue band, place it forward. And do that for the rest of these bands. Now once you have that done, you're ready to add your clips. I have S clips, some have C clips, S clips, doesn't matter. The clips all do the exact same thing. Take your tool, hook both of these bands, and stretch them out a bit, just so it's a little easier to hook your clip onto. Alright. Now what I like to do is I like to take the clip, move it to the top, just like that. So I don't really need to adjust it much once I've gotten this off the loom. Now when you have your clip on, you can remove your extension, adjust as needed, and then hook it to the other side. And there you are. There you have your completed infinity arrow bracelet. I hope I made this tutorial easy for you to follow. I hope it wasn't too complicated for you. If you like the bracelets and you like my tutorials, subscribe. I'm doing more as I come across them or think of them or whatever. Leave comments to let me know how helpful this tutorial was, and if you were able to follow it. Alright, if you had trouble or whatever, I would like to know. So if I need to redo this, I can and will for you if that's what you need. Well, I hope you come up with some fun color combinations for your bracelets, and stay tuned for more tutorials. We'll see everyone later. Bye!